What's the most embarrassing/cringy thing you've accidentally shown someone, or something they accidentally saw while using your phone or computer? My fiancé was sending me some sexy nudes on Snapchat one day. She had a bit too much to drink by this time. I got all of them, but so did one of her sisters, and a few she accidentally posted to her story. Luckily one of her female friends saw it and told her so she could delete them before anyone else saw them. Her sister snapped her back a thumbs up that said didn't want to see that, but hey, nice vag. LOL. She was incredibly embarrassed naturally, and it took a while before I got saucy pics again. Older man caught me looking at boobs on my phone during a bus ride home. I quickly scrolled up, realizing that I was in public. He leaned over and said, "Hey, we can share." Got off 3 stops before my own. Handed my mom my phone to show her a picture of something or other. Didn't think. Next thing I know, she starts swiping. "Mom, you need to stop. Right now." "Swipe, why? I never get to see your pictures." Swipe, stop, attempt to grab phone, look of horror on mom's face, because I have pictures of my dick on there. Sexy pics of me in lingerie meant for my BF. My mom saw them scrolling through pics from a trip I took. I shared a link to my photographer friend's website on Facebook after she and I did a project together. I body painted some models, she took the photos. What I forgot was that there was also a page of nude photos of me from a photo shoot I had modeled for. I'm not exactly shy about nudity, but I also didn't mean to show off those pics to everybody I knew. I also once sexted nudes and dirty requests to my dad instead of my BF in a drunken mistake. I went to go visit my old boyfriend for about a week. During the trip we did a lot of things and I took a lot of photos. Stuff of art galleries, nature, us together, regular trip stuff. My ex decided to get a bit NSFW and decided to partially record us doing the deed. I really wasn't paying attention while it was happening, and thought the recording was on his phone. Well, of course, when I get back my family wanted to know how the trip went and if I had any photos. I happily showed them. I'm already protective of my phone, so I was holding the phone and scrolling whilst they asked questions and OOD and Audi. Then comes the video. It never played, but there's a thumbnail and of course it's me in a not so SFW position with my boyfriend. I was shocked and luckily caught it straight away and scrolled past. The damage was already done though. Most of my family laughed and now it's an inside joke. In 2011 I accidentally shown my boss a photo of my boyfriend, now husband, and I doing something quite NSFW and adult in nature. It was on a flip phone and we were outside in the sun at an amusement park, work event. Originally I was showing him pictures of my safe for work art. I take pride in my sketches and people say I'm good. Anyway, the graphic photo was dimly lit and poor quality. I'm not 100% sure if he recognized what he saw, but I quickly snatched my phone and walked away clearly embarrassed. We didn't say much to each other after that. LOL. Bright side, my boss later hired my art skills and let me sit in the lobby. This was fast food, and aid groups of customers from schools by painting faces and make balloon animals. That was awesome. Years ago the internet was talking about some celebrity's nude scene with full-on dick. So I googled it because I'm curious. There were GIFs and everything. Well, later on I went to open the internet to show my mother something at dinner and there's a penis GIF just waggling around. My mechanic was scrolling through his photo library trying to show me something car related. Suddenly poop. Poop everywhere. Oh God. My internet was down. Had to have the Bell Alliant guy come to fix it. When it was fixed he asked me to just check it was working properly, so I refreshed a tab and it instantly opened the porn I was watching before the internet died. As a 21-year-old woman, that was the most horrifically embarrassing moment of my life. He then said, "Is there anything else you need?" And I became worried I was living in the plot to the world's most cliché porn. During college my girlfriend worked night shifts, so I would sometimes crash at her place, that way I'd be there when she got off in the mornings. One night her roommates had a few people over to drink and I, being alone, decided to crank one out. Spent about 3 to 5 minutes watching some material, wondering why the audio wouldn't work on my phone. Then I hear an eruption of laughter from the kitchen. It was a small apartment. Turns out I was the last one that connected to the Bluetooth speaker they were using and was blasting my porn audio to an apartment full of people. I have never been so embarrassed in my life, and I laid there for what felt like an eternity afterwards listening to them all die laughing. I was kind of on the flip side of this when my uncle was going through pictures of my baby cousin on his phone and swiped too far to show me a picture of my auntie standing completely naked in a doorway. The image is still burned into my mind. IT guy here. Why, back in the day I was using Netscape, which had this feature of popping up the last site you were on. I believe this was default. Anyways, I had legitimately been doing some research on hacking since I was the administrator for a small web hosting company, so of course the sites I hit were chock full of pop-up ads with porn. So some Monday my boss and another woman, I think she was basically the EA, wanted to look at something on my computer, so I go sure, NP. Fire up Netscape and bam, up pops like 8 chicks in a line all giving blowjobs. I was pissed. Luckily they believed my story, I think, but still, embarrassing. And #X200B, other than that nothing. I'm not stupid enough to use a work phone or computer to look at art. Also LPT, if you're attached to your work VPN, don't be browsing the naughty bits. A friend was showing us his holiday pictures and accidentally swiped too far and showed us all a selfie of his asshole, then one of his balls when he tried to fix it. I was helping a man with some kind of intellectual impairment download a Bible app onto his phone. I had to go into his browser to search something for him, and it was all porn. About 50 tabs open, each showing what term he'd put into Google, and the search terms were the kind that a 10-year-old would use. I finished getting him the app and attempted to peace out, although not before having to tactfully decline giving him my phone number. My partner showed his friends some pictures from a vacation years ago, and he scrolled too far back and he accidentally showed them my nudes. I was 5 feet away and died. Had the minister of my church at my house. He wanted to upload music from his laptop onto my Zune, tells you when this was. He turns it on and the Zune immediately displays a topless picture of my fiancée, a girl he's known since birth, having been best friends with her parents. He just clears his throat and says, "I didn't see that." The rest of my time with him that day was incredibly awkward, but he never brought it back up again. Edit. To clear up any confusion, the picture was on my Zune that I had taken. The pastor knew nothing about it prior to seeing it. That would be when my sister saw my vag. We recently reconnected. We had been estranged because of my absolutely insane mother. We were laughing, talking, just generally catching up on 20 years of life, and of course we were showing one another pictures of our families/houses/friends. I thought, oh, I'll pull up Google Photos because then she can just open albums and see each person or whatever all at a time, and I forgot that one of the albums is called Naughty, and Google Photos chose a very naughty pic for the album cover despite my begging it to choose another. I had the app open to an album of kid pics when I handed it over. She closed the album, swiped to see what other albums she wanted to look at, and I heard, oh. She told her fiancé we got to know one another really well in that first meeting. In college I had a crush on a guy whose name was 4 letters. I set it as my phone passcode. When I was home for break, my brother took my phone and started teasing me about liking this guy, then he tried to unlock my phone using his name as the passcode. It worked. Not me, but a friend of mine was living with his dad, and they only had one computer in the house. This was 15+ years ago. My friend was showing his dad how to do something on the computer and they opened up Windows Media Player. Somehow it started playing the last video watched, which was a lesbian porn video that my friend had been watching. Not exactly accidental, but when I was 15 my mom was snooping through my phone and found a text that said, "I wish I could have a girl with boobs so big I could suffocate in them." That was a cool fun time for me. Way back when, I was playing a bunch of World of Warcraft. This was back when people were making funny machinima YouTube videos constantly, and I had them downloaded to my computer so I could show my friends. Then one day, I set up a very early version of Plex, video streaming software, on my computer, and I hook up my TV for a small party. Little did I know, Plex scans your media library and then runs out to the internet to find a cover image that Plex thinks matches your movies, so that you have a thumbnail to click when you want to watch that video. For some of my WoW YouTube videos, it found pictures of orcs and elves fucking, and threw that up on the screen. The girl I liked at the party, what the fuck is that? Me, borderline speechless. I have no fucking idea.